Welcome back to Scouting Fatwood Stuff Adventures. I'm your host, Hikaloo, from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. This is episode 34. And folks, I have something lined up really nice for you. I'm also going to dig up a dead stump, a pine stump. And it's not a real big one, so I'm sure I could dig around the perimeter and undermine it. What I'm also going to do today, folks, once I get that root system dug up, I'm going to take some of the shavings off a fatwood root, and then I'm going to show you the power of the burn also from that. I'm kind of working against time today, folks, because we have severe thunderstorms coming. So I want to just get this ball rolling. We're going to get that fatwood, I'm going to get that pinewood stump dug up, get that root system out, do the power of the burn. Stay with me, folks. This is going to be one exciting scouting fatwood hiking adventure, educational at that. Okay, now I want to show you, this is how you identify a fallen dead pine stump. This is the bark. This is what helps you identify what you're looking at, and that happens to be the bark of a pine tree. That is the core. That is the bloodline. That is the stem. That is the scent of the tree. And as you can see around this whole perimeter, where I'm pointing to, all the way around this way, is that was all wood, and this was the center of it. Now the reason why this core, which is the inner part of the pine tree, the bloodline, the reason why that didn't rot away is because it has concentrations of pine resin in it. This was surrounded by nothing but wood, and it all rotted away because it didn't have the pine resin. And this is what's left. This is the heart of the tree. This is the core. That is the core of the tree, and I'm going to cut a little piece off to take a look at it, and then I'm going to start digging around it to see if I can get to the root system and extract a piece of that root system and demonstrate to you the power of the burn. Stay with me, folks. This is going to be one educational, exciting scouting fatwood stump adventure. Stay there. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut just a small piece of this core that's coming out from this dead, rotted pine stump. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave enough of this wood on here. I'm going to leave enough. I'm going to cut it right here just to take a look on the inside. And as I undermine the root system, I'm going to push and pull this to see if I can topple it and get into the root system easier by using this as leverage. So stay with me, and I'm going to cut into this right now. Seems like it's dry, but you know something? The smell of it is so good. Look at that. That's definitely pine wood in there. This is definitely fatwood right here that you could see. So I know there's concentrations of fatwood the lower I go, and I'm sure, I'm also positive that the root system is going to be totally saturated with pine resin. Okay, so what I want to do is probably take one more piece. I want to cut just a little deeper, because the deeper you go and the closer to the root system, the higher the concentration of pine resin you're going to have. Okay, so we're going to cut right here, right about there. And I can tell by the way I'm cutting it, and I can even smell it. I can see this is solid wood here, folks, because I'm getting closer. And look at that. There we are. Right there. And I can see right on top. What I'm going to do, I'm going to shut the camera down for now, and I'm going to start digging around the perimeter of this pine stump. Everything is rotted out, and I don't know if my CAD cam is picking this up, but I'm going to undermine that root system and get it up, and then we're going to show you the power of the burn. Stay with me. Okay, I just want to give you an update of what I dug around the core, and you can see that this is well entrenched. This is deep, probably deeper than I could actually dig with this small little shovel. But I do see a piece of root system right here, and I want to cut that. Definitely want to cut this right there and see, because I believe since that's a root coming out of this core, it has to have fatwood. Okay, I'm going to cut right into this. Let's see what we got. Like I said, definitely. You can see that. I can smell it, and you can see it. Look at the color of that. That's beautiful fatwood here, folks. Definitely. You can see what I did here already. I start to dig up this root, but this root is deep, really deep in the ground, and I don't think I could get, this is solid, probably part of the root, but I'm going to take my axe and I'm going to cut right into that. Look at that. Wow. Oh my goodness. Look at that, folks. That's part of the root system, and that's the fibrous wood. Look at that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my camera set up, try to dissect this. Welcome back to Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures. This is episode 34, and I dug around this huge core, and it's bleeding right into the root. It's just way too deep for me to really get to the bottom of it. So what I want to do, I want to start cutting here. I'm going to cut right here, and we're going to see, and then I'm going to cut further down. I just want to cut right here. This is the core, and this is what feeds the tree, the resin and the nutrients when it was alive. So I know there is definitely saturated pine resin in this part, especially going into the root system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cut right here, and we're going to take a look at the quality of this wood. And just by cutting into it, I can tell this is solid, very solid wood. Yeah, that's solid. That is solid. Wow. That is one solid piece of wood there. And I'm sure there's going to be serious concentrations of fatwood in here. I just got to kind of cut around it. This is not easy to cut through. Oh, that's pure fatwood, folks. I could smell it. Oh, that smells so good. Okay, I'm going to work my way around a little more. Yeah, this is... I hope this camera's picking this up. My head can't. Wow. Not easy. One piece right there. I'm going to take my hatchet and cut right down over here. There we are. That's it. There we are. Cut right down here. That's top. That's solid. Oh yeah. I'm almost done with this. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. Oh yes, definitely. I'm going to show this to you because I'm going to cut right into it. You see right here? That's the fatwood. Wow, that wasn't easy to cut through. There we are, and that is it. Right there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my knife, and I'm going to cut right down here where you see that fatwood. Right down here. Watch this. There it is. Definitely. This is a beautiful piece of fatwood here. Definitely. Well, what I want to do, cut right down the middle of this. There we are. Look at that. That is some beautiful fatwood. And I'm going to take shavings from this just to show you the power of the burn. And this is from the part of a root. And there it is. That is part of the root system. I hope the camera's picking this up. I want to see now what else we have in this wood here. Let me see. I'm going to cut right down the side of this. This is part of the core that fed the tree. There is resin in here. I just got to get the right angle on this. There we are. Definitely. Look at that. That piece in the middle right there. Look at that. That's beautiful. What I got out of this was a couple of pieces. A couple of pieces of wood. Only got a couple of pieces of fatwood. And what I'm going to do now, I want to cut further into this. I'm going to cut this. This is part of the root. Definitely saturated with fatwood, that little root there. This is all part of the stump that I'm digging up. I dug up. This is such a huge piece. There's no way that I can dig this whole thing up because it's too far embedded into the to the soil. This is serious, a serious piece of pine resin. This is part of the from the root going into the core. I had to dig down about 2 foot into this. You could see that. So I'm going to try to cut like maybe right here. I'll start with this side right here. Hopefully I can cut this whole thing out. I have to take my time because this is a big piece of wood. What I can do, here we are, and that's the way you cut in the fatwood. That's it. Look at that. That's a beautiful piece of fatwood. All of that. I'm going to cut another piece off. Turn these cameras on. Okay. Here I am. Here's another view. Okay. This is what I cut from this piece. What I'm doing is that I'm cutting it into sections, as you could see. So what I did, I cut a little into it, took the hatchet and cut right down a clean cut. This is beautiful, beautiful fatwood. I'm just gonna cut right down the middle of this piece right here. That's resting right on there. Look at that. Now folks, if this is not premium fatwood, I don't know is. This is part of the root system. This is the core. And this is part of the root that led to the core. And look how rich that fatwood is. That is beautiful, beautiful fatwood. That is beautiful premium fatwood. And what I want to do, I want to get the rest of this piece here. So what I want to do now, I'm going to start cutting from this side right here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use a hatchet once I get enough, cutting into it enough. I can slice another piece off. This is hard work, folks. Okay, switch camera view. There it is. Camera view. Right there. Wow. This is not easy. I'm so glad it's not so dark right now. The sun is trying to come out, but we do have rain. Okay, a little more. Wow, hard work. This is solid wood, and it's moist. That's some hardwood there. This is part of the core from the root system going straight in. This is where all the resin is in here. I just showed you two beautiful pieces. And I'm gonna cut as much as I can into this. And then I'm gonna take another slice at it. Like right now. Wow. Okay, here it is. That's it. And that's how you do it. And look at the fibers, the way it comes off. That's fibrous wood. Fibrous pine wood. Wow. What I'm going to do real quick, cut this in half. We're going to see what's right in the middle of this. I'm going to show it to you. Nobody said it's going to be easy. This is not the only way you can harvest fatwood. But I like what I do. And you can see that. There you go. Another good piece of fatwood. I'm going to cut this right down the middle. Like I said, it's fibrous. Oh, this is premium fatwood, folks. Premium fatwood. Cut right down the middle of this one. Right there. Thank God it's not so hot. This is how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. Look at this. I just want to show you. Look at that fatwood. That's what I came for. I am the fatwood hunter. I came scouting out in the woods for this. It makes every moment worth it when you get what you're looking for. This is it. This is the fatwood that I came out to look for. Not to mention these pieces here. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful pieces of fatwood. Okay. Nobody said it's going to be easy. And this is not the only way you could harvest fatwood. But I like what I do. And you can see that. There you go. Another good piece of fatwood. I'm going to cut this right down the middle. Like I said, it's fibrous. Oh, this is premium fatwood, folks. Premium fatwood. Cut right down the middle of this one. Right there. Oh. Thank God it's not so hot. This is how you do it, folks. That's how you do it. Look at this. I just want to show you. Look at that fatwood. That's what I came for. I am the fatwood hunter. I came scouting out in the woods for this. It makes every moment worth it when you get what you're looking for. This is it. This is the fatwood that I came out to look for. Not to mention these pieces here. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful pieces of fatwood. Okay. Now what I want to do, I'm going to cut again. I'm going to start cutting right into this. Now I'm going to take the hatchet one more time. That ought to do it. There it is. Wow. That's it. That is it. Wow. Cut this in half. This is premium fatwood, folks. I'm going to keep cutting down just a little more. Right there. Keep moving. Wow. Look at that little piece. That's beautiful. Beautiful fatwood. That's it. That's what she wrote. That's all she wrote. What I want to do now, keep cutting into this piece and get the rest of this out of here. There it is. There it is. That's it. That wasn't easy. Wow. Okay. While the camera's still rolling, cut this right. Look at that. That's that fibrous fatwood, like I told you. Oh, the root system is always fibrous. That's the strongest part. It's not brittle. You can see that. Wow. Cut another piece right down there. Oh yeah. Wow. This was hard. Okay, I'm going to give the cameras a break so I could take a break, and I'll be right with you. This is Hike a Look at the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and this is Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures, and this is episode 34. Digging out part of the root system. Stay with me. Okay, I just want to show you after the fact, and this is what I did. I dug around that stump that I showed you when I first got here. I dug a couple of feet down around the root system, and it was just a little too deep with the limit tools that I have. Okay, I'm gonna set up, show you my harvest, and I'm gonna get a small grill out. With a small grill, I'm gonna show you a simple way of setting up a grill and cooking, either cooking food or heating up a beverage. Stay with me. What I went and did first, I got some of these. I got some tenders, and I got a few other pieces that are just a little thicker. And what I'm going to do, take a piece of this fatwood that I harvested today, and I'm going to use the shavings to get this fire started. So I'm going to take some of these shavings right now, make some shavings. And this is from, these shavings, and this wood is from that stump that I dug up, that wood stump. And look at the beautiful shavings. Look how beautiful those golden shavings are, folks. Beautiful golden shavings. This is some incredible wood. I'm just like, look at this. This is incredible, the color of this fatwood. This is just going to go up with one spark. One spark. And I hope the head cam that I have on is getting all of this. I hope it's low enough. Point that down even more, just to make sure I'm covering this. And I want to show you, this is my harvest for today. Look at this beautiful wood. Look at that beautiful fatwood, folks. This is premium fatwood. Look at that. Doesn't get any better than this. I can take some shavings right off this here too, just to show you. Look at this. This is pretty moist. Pretty moist, but I'm still able to get the shavings off here, even curl shavings. This is really moist, like it's like wax. You can see that. Push with the thumb, get the shavings off. This is part of the root system. That's very fibrous wood. Look at that. That's hard stuff. This is part of the root. And this is part of the root also. But this is from the core that was sticking out of the stump. I'm going to get a few more shavings. That should be enough. I have wood as a base inside here. So I'm just going to take those shavings and put them up, and let me see, take some off of this wood here, some nice curl shavings. And you can see how beautiful that wood is. This is some beautiful wood, quality, high octane fatwood. And especially from the source it came from part of the root system. Well, this part right here, this came from the core that was sticking out of the stump. I'm going to get some nice curl shavings in there for you also. That was hard work, but I like what I do. I enjoy it. I enjoy what I do. Take some shavings from this also. Get the dirt off here. Give myself a little bit. But from there, taking it, I want to see, get some shavings off this part here too. I want to take shavings off of this a little bit, and this is part of the root system. Very fibrous wood, you can see that. You can see that. Okay, so I hope my head cam is getting this. You can see how fibrous all this is. Look at that. That's that fibrous fatwood. Look at that. You can see that. That's going to go up real easy. That's going to really go up. It's a short piece, so it's not so easy, but you can see all the fibers on that. Look at that. That's all the fibers on this wood. because this is part of the root system. And it's just as flammable as any other part. Look at that. That's going to be, this is going to be really nice. That's going to go up with one spark. I want to get a look at that. It cuts just like butter. Look at that. Wow, that's amazing. Very fibrous wood. It's hard. Put some shavings right around it. I'm going to add a tinder to this. I'm going to show you. Look at this wood. This is beautiful wood. I'm going to just take a couple of shavings off of this. This is just like wax. It's just, look at that. The way that comes right off. Ah, that is beautiful wood. Alright, we're going to get this fire started right now. And this is my collection of what I harvest today. Alright folks, the show's about to start. Okay folks, here it is. That's it. Now let that catch on fire. Let that start to burn. Okay folks, here it is. That's it. Now let that catch on fire. Let that start to burn. Okay folks, here it is. That's it. Now let that catch on fire. Let that start to burn. Okay folks, here it is. That's it. Now let that catch on fire. Let that start to burn. Okay. Then I'm going to add a couple of twigs to it. Let that breathe. Let it breathe. There we are. As long as it has oxygen, as long as it has enough air, letting those little twigs give it a chance to catch. There we are. Now that's what we're talking about. And I have 2 pieces of wood here, and I'm going to set the grate right on top. There we go. Here we are folks. Here we are. And I'm going to start packing up. It's getting dark. We have a thunderstorm coming. And I didn't get this fire going fast enough to grill some hot dogs. I can hear that roar of the thunder. Okay. It's a simple little grill you can put the way I made it. It's gonna rain. Okay, this is Hikaloo with the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. This is Scouting Fatwood Stump Adventures, episode 34. This video was all about digging up a stump and getting it to, as close as I was able to get down into that, the core that led to the root, the system of the roots, that root system, and you're going to see. And it was just amazing the way I kind of dissected. That's what this video is about, getting into that Fatwood stump, and it's going to rain and I got to get out of here. Until next time folks, be safe, get outdoors.